If you know how to code, or even if you're just starting out and trying to find a way to monetize your skill while also building your portfolio, in this video I want to share some ideas of how you can achieve that. The first and most obvious is of course to make websites or mobile apps for customers. In this case you can choose either to build everything yourself from scratch with the technology you prefer, and maybe that is even a good way to experiment with new frameworks that you want to learn. Otherwise, you can also go for no-code solutions. For instance, you can use WordPress or Shopify or Wix or any other platform that allows you to build websites or apps without writing any line of code. And it's easier maybe for your customer also to find somebody to handle it after you have finished, or even just to manage all the content, for instance changing images or some text just by accessing this CMS. Other things to consider are maybe the cost associated with hosting the website, and if you're using some CMS, probably they have a subscription or a fee that is recurrent and sometimes includes also the domain and the hosting service. While if you do everything from scratch, you need to decide yourself how you want to host the website, and also you need to handle maybe the registration of the domain. But in the end, if you have a customer, you will push all these costs on his side, so for you it will not be an additional expense. Now, independently to any solution that you decide to go for, remember that it's important to also charge for the initial development, but also you should charge for maintenance fees. In this way you can build some recurrent income with little effort on your side, and that will last over time. The drawback of this side hustle is of course that you need to invest time finding customers, and it's not so immediate to find in your network or even find in other ways to market your skills. So it may require not only the ability of coding, but also sell yourself to these customers. And as well, the other drawback is that you may not choose how you want to handle the website. You are dependent on their requirements, so you don't have that liberty, that freedom of choosing what to do with the website, and sometimes they may even push off the technology they want to use. Also, it often happens to us that if you're interacting with some non-technical people, they may underestimate how much time it can take and how much effort it can take to build a specific feature that they want, so they may not understand the complexity and the fact that you will have to invest a lot of time to do that. And so they may also challenge the fact that you need to charge a lot of money for certain features because they don't understand indeed the complexity of developing that certain feature. Now, if you want more freedom of what to do, the best side hustle for me will be to make your own products, and that can be many things. It can be a SaaS product where you can charge some subscription fees, or you can develop your own mobile app that for either Android or Apple, or you can even build your own API. In that case, you can charge for the consumption of the APIs instead of a subscription model. So the good thing is that of course you have a lot of freedom. You can choose whatever tech stack you want. You can experiment with new frameworks if you want, and nobody is gonna challenge you about your technical solutions, because in the end you are in charge of it, and the customer just want to have the feature and the functionality that you're selling. But the main drawback is again that you need to also define everything. You need to define the technical solution, functional solution, investigate the market to understand if it is a viable product to build. Then you need to also market it, sell it. So there is all this other process related to business that it can be challenging, it can be interesting, but at the same time it may require a lot of time. A good advice normally in this case is to just build an MVP with just maybe one functionality and try to see and test the market if there is actual people willing to pay for it, so you don't need to commit for a very long-term project and spend so much time when nobody is actually going to buy your product. Now, a first side hustle that is kind of the blend of the first two is actually to leverage existing platforms, for instance Shopify or Amazon or YouTube, and trying to build something that it integrates with them, such as plugins or even just browser extensions that will work on top of these existing platforms. So in this case you already have a user base that are the people already using this platform, and it's easier to market some additional functionality on top of that, while at the same time certain platform like that also have a market store, so you can even just put your new extension in that marketplace and you don't need to spend too much time marketing it yourself. Of course, you have a certain freedom in choosing what to do with your extension, but at the same time you may be limited of what you can really do, and also on the tech stack sometimes. For instance, if you want to do plugins for Shopify, you are limited to the technology that they are giving you to use. But I still think it's a good compromise without having to design and develop a complete product from scratch. Another way to make money with a side hustle could be, for instance, to contribute or even create a new open source project from scratch. In that case, you're still coding, you're still sharing your code for free, but you may have also some sponsors, or you can put some donation button where people can contribute to you to support you while you develop these features. And this is particularly good if you want to create your own portfolio, for instance, to apply for other jobs later. You can showcase basically your skills, and open source projects are always a good way to present to technical recruiters or your next team what you can really do. Now, in this video, of course, I was talking more about applying coding to the side hustle. In this case, if you want to showcase your skill and knowledge, you can, of course, leverage your knowledge sharing, for instance, creating a blog or a YouTube channel where you can explain certain libraries, certain new frameworks and technologies. So you can show your skills and show your knowledge about this topic, or even monetize by creating full courses about a certain technology, for instance, a course about Python or Next.js. In that case, you can even make money while explaining other people how to use these frameworks. Now, close this parenthesis. One last suggestion that I can give is, but more on a niche that is game development, is, for instance, to create assets. For instance, for Unity, there are many people that want to learn about game development, but maybe they're not that skilled yet with coding. So if you create assets, it can speed up their game development journey, creating libraries that manage certain mechanics for a game, or even assets that extend the UI of Unity or other game engine. In that case, you can use your coding skills while supporting an existing engine, and again leveraging an existing marketplace for the specific engine, for instance the Unity Asset Store. And it can also be fun to work with video games and later even use your own assets to build your own video game. So let me know what you think about this, which one is your preferred side hustle to make money with coding, and if you have other suggestions, so we can complement also for brainstorming more ideas to leverage our skills. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.